What's going on, everybody? It's Darian with Darian's Creations, and thanks for coming to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some art utilizing Procreate and ArtStudio Pro with my iPad Pro, the 2022 M2 chip, Apple hover features, beeping and bopping. Like I stated earlier, thanks for watching. So we're going to get right into Procreate and ArtStudio Pro. I might try and draw the same image or images within the two different applications, just to see which ones I like better for that purpose. I can tell you right now, overall, just so you know, I love Procreate more. There are things about ArtStudio Pro I actually enjoy better than Procreate, and I'll get into that as we come up with it. So I'm going to go ahead and post some of the images that I use. I'm going to warm up. I haven't drawn in a little while, at least seriously drawn. I doodle a lot, and I jack it up like all the freaking time. I've had some decent stuff that I've drawn, birds, lions, stuff like that. Dang, what's up with this chick right here? That is straight, just no. Either way, so like I said, I'm going to be using the 2022 iPad Pro with the M2 chip, the Apple hover feature. I am going to be using the original or second generation Apple Pencil, the one with the magnetic thingamabob. And I will be using a glove from perverts.com. No, I'm just playing. It's from Apple. Not Apple. It's from Amazon. But it came in a pack of 2 because most people lose one, or you can give it to somebody else. So hopefully this mic doesn't sound too bad. And if it does, I'm not uploading this video. And if it doesn't, I might still upload this video. Who knows? So either way, I'm going to get right into it right now. I'm already seeing some images, but let me go ahead and just open up ArtStudio Pro. So opening up ArtStudio Pro right now. Oh, dang, you see a bird. Now, I did draw this bird on a previous thumbnail, and then I went back into it, and I started messing with the bird some more. I think I did this a couple weeks ago, and I'm still not done with it. So forget that noise. But just saying this right here, I don't like this layout as much as other people may. This reminds me too much of the Files application. But if you're familiar with that, this may be good for you. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this plus sign in the very top. I'm going to use my pencil to do it, although I don't have to. And I'm just going to hit the 4800 by 6300 pixels per inch for the recent down here. So these are more vertical shots. They are not horizontal like this, where they take up the majority of the screen. They do tend to have this. I am going to select this part. Let me see. Nope, wrong one. All right, so brushes. So the third thing over, I'm going to go all the way down to, so this canvas brush Pastel C is actually from Aaron Blaze. And I am a big fan of Aaron Blaze, like very big fan. And I do like this. So these are the layers right here on the upper right of the screen. And I like that it has a default layer on the bottom, and then that you automatically start drawing on a separate layer. Other images that you've seen over here, I jacked up a long time ago. Maybe like this dragon. Nope. Nope, not that one. Something else I've done. I don't know. Either way, what the heck is this one?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. I have no clue what I'm talking about.
Nope.
But either way, you're able to actually draw on the actual, is this one. Come on, guys. Stick with me. Yep, that's it. All right, so this layer right here, I was drawing. I was having fun with it. And then when I tried to move it around, I couldn't because I was drawing on the background or the default layer, and I absolutely hated that feature. Procreate does not allow you to do that. So ArtStudio Pro, I don't know if they fixed it, but they did with this specific application or this model. I had to go into settings and mess with some stuff. So I just have it set up this way. That's why I draw with that. So this pastel brush, I don't know what size this is right now. Yeah, I don't like that one. I'm going to go back to what I normally use, which are these default, what are they called? Oh my gosh, pencils. And it's like a crayon. It's at the very bottom. Crayon pencil. I love that. I love the crayon. Move. I don't want to see anymore. Okay. So the crayon pencil is what I typically use. I'm going to search up. So let's just do, since you saw a bird, I'm going to go ahead and type in birds and see what just pops up. And I'm gonna, ooh, look, a secretary bird. I love those. I actually drew this bird. I have drawn this bird before. I type in birds, and 2 birds I've already drawn are up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, this is at the San Diego Zoo. I'm from San Diego, by the way, and I used to go to that zoo all the time. And if this is the secretary bird I'm thinking about, I've seen this bird not only online, I've seen it with my own eyeballs. I'm not in San Diego right now, and if you haven't been to the San Diego Zoo, I highly, highly recommend you get a chance to do so. So what I'm going to do right now is get my theme music going, because everyone cannot draw without their freaking theme music. So where's mine? It kind of, to me, goes with the flow of what I'm actually doing too, so stay with me. All right, guys, so whether you can hear the music or not, it's mainly for my vibe, right? It's called Endless Savannah, and this secretary bird, if I'm not mistaken, is an African bird. It's definitely a raptor, bird of prey. So they like to stomp out snakes and stuff like that and eat little rodents. I'm going to try my best to draw this. Now, I'm using ArtStudio Pro, and I like the feel of the actual art. I like this pencil, this crayon pencil. So I'm going to go in here and do what I normally do, and I start with an oval or a circle, which represents the head. This will be the eye. Now get real loose in here. I'm not trying to get the first thing. I'm not trying to have it look like a secretary bird off the start, because it probably won't. It probably won't when I'm done with this either. But either way, this is just how I like to approach a drawing. Boom, boom. I have no clue what I'm doing right now. But what's really bad, you know? You guys are the ones watching me and stuff, you know? It's so hard to try and talk about what I'm doing, listen to music, and have a microphone in your face. How do those guys do it? I genuinely don't like doing all of this. I like to just draw and then show people what I did afterwards, but I figured I would hopefully be able to inspire some people by showing them like my little bit of process of what I like to do. You know, if I gave you a big old sandwich with no utensils, you don't know where to start. You're like, where do I start eating this thing at? And I think I try to take that approach in my art style. And don't be afraid to erase as needed. If you need something and like you're starting to forget the lines on something, do not be afraid to just go ahead and erase certain things. Guidelines, if you will, are there just to do that. They're supposed to guide you to the finished process or your overall process instead of actually be a hindrance. Because I've seen some guidelines where I took them as gospel. Now I'm going to try and get in here with this S that you see I just did right there. And let's do that. Another S. Technically, this is the S I'm trying to do. For those of you guys who are really curious, like what type of line I'm doing. So I did an S here. I did an S here as well. And those two things are actually kind of my point when it comes to drawing. I like to just see simple shapes, letters, some object. If I said, like, we all look at clouds in the sky and you could be like, that looks like this. Okay, cool. Well, when you look at something, it looks like something else too. Or you're able to simplify it a little bit better than what you're, I guess, used to doing. And so clearly this secretary-ish bird has some features about it that I like, and it has some I don't care too much for. So let me try this. So the body of this bird, okay, I'm having feathers come off. I'm around here. You know what? I can't play without my guitar string. What else do I have on here? I like other tracks in general. So far, does it look like a bird to you? Thanks. All right, and I think the only thing that gave it away was the beak. Now I'm going to continue to look at this bird and see if I can get any other features on it that I like. Like that's just some random stuff, feathers, and hopefully this music isn't overpowering my voice. I'm trying to look underneath a microphone. I've never had so many obstructions in my life, and trying to draw around them, through them. Now, this is a bigger brush than I normally would use, and I like to think I know what I'm doing because I watched a few videos of Stan Procopinko, Aaron Blaze, other different YouTube artists, or just artists in general, digital artists in general. Ergo Josh, shout out to those guys. Every one of them has had a certain level of inspiration in my art journey. So, as I'm doing this, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, that looks more raptor-like than I'd like, or not enough raptor-like, or something. And maybe the eyes are different. Let me see. Get super rough with it. Now these bird feathers, they're all coming down. They're all flowing with this S shape of the neck that I showed you earlier that I'm doing. So you got to be very aware of that when you're actually coming in here and doing like a placeholder for some of these feathers. Now I don't have or use any brushes that kind of deal with this part. I just kind of literally go in here and rough it. Now these other feathers right here, these are the main body feathers. So every part of the bird, for the most part, that we would consider as furry or hairy are just feathers. Even the down feathers, right? Even the really soft part. Let's see. Now this is still a rough. I'm not trying to draw a perfect bird right now. It won't be perfect anyway, just because of the sheer time I'm giving myself. I'm not giving myself enough time to do anything to any level of perfection. I am just having fun with it. The goal is to have fun with it. And if you can't do that, you need to pick a new hobby, a new profession. You can get frustrated in anything, but if you're trying your best to just like, oh, I got to be the next Sam Does Art, I got to be the next Ross Draws, I got to be the next, you know, whatever, you're going to discourage yourself, burn yourself out, and then not even enjoy it anymore. So, boom, that's it, right? There we go. So I'm going to continue to just, you know, do stuff like this to kind of see where I like it, right? So this is just my version of like me kind of coming in here right now. I'm going to go ahead, add another layer on top, do what you've probably seen other people do, which is drop the opacity on the main layer like this. And they use that as an additional, essentially, if you will, a large set of guidelines. What is this? Flying aces. Let me listen to that. Let me listen to that a couple times, and then I'll spare you the boringness of drawing that. All right, so now I'm looking at the eye, I'm looking at the nose or the nostril and part of the beak, and I'm starting to see what I actually want to do as an artist. I don't want to completely duplicate every single detail, because if I wanted to just do that, I'd just take a picture of it. But I want somebody to notice it's a secretary bird, it's a bird. Let's start there first. It's a bird, let alone secretary bird, and then we will go into the whoa. And then we will go into the part where I have my style of this creature. And yeah, so I still look at it for reference, but and there are certain things I don't want to draw, you know, an octopus eyeball on top of this thing. And as you see right here, as I'm zooming in, you can see the opacity of the one underneath is obviously going to be much lighter, and I'm going to still carry that going into the drawing. So hopefully you guys understand what I'm actually doing. This is where most of the detail, the fine work comes in. The heck is that? Dang, this music makes me want to be one of the Avengers right now. All right, so I think this bird has some eyelash type things. But now, of course, the name Secretary Bird, the beauty of this bird, I used to always, when I was a kid, I used to think they were all female. I was like, man, this bird is, look at this girl right here. Someone's like, that's not a girl. I was like, oh, well, looks like a girl to me. On everything I saw as a child, what I thought a girl or female looked like. I'm in no particular order trying to say you need to do any of the strokes that you see I'm doing or anything even remotely close to it. Now I'm trying to draw these bumps, these little texture within the eye, because that definitely helps either, you know, people understand what I'm trying to draw in the first place, and they may be able to tell, like, oh, it's some sort of bird-like creature, you know? And that's what I look at reference images for when it comes to inspiration and stuff like that. I want to make sure that, like, hey, am I even doing this creature, you know, a disservice or, you know, a justice? Like, then I zoom out every once in a while, and I'll look at it and say, okay, maybe I'm getting somewhere with this. Let's see how it goes. And I continue to, you know, just look up for it, a reference only, and then go back to just staring at my drawing and kind of seeing if I could capture that snapshot in my head and not really stare at it too much if I don't have to, because I understand it's going to be really hard when you're drawing something that you don't do a lot of. Now, I normally try to study the creature that I draw, like lions, you know, I try and study lions or just big cats in general. Like, I already can see there are flaws with this drawing so far. I already see things I don't like about it, and I'm trying to fix it on this portion of it. So remember, the first drawing was very rough. So there will be times where you know, I come in here and I don't want to be too long on this video because I know everyone has a really short attention span, including myself. Anatomically, you can completely jack up a creature, and then someone will be like, what the heck is that? That looked nothing like that animal. And you're like, yeah, I know. Right? And then you just kind of hope nobody caught it. You know what I mean? You better hope you don't show this picture or whatever you did to somebody who studies these creatures for a living, because they'll eat you up. They'll be like, what the heck is that? You're all excited about your work. Hey, you want to see my bird?
Nope.
And they're like, no. I'm gonna go ahead and just color that in for now, regardless of what's happening. So I notice everything here while I'm looking at the drawing, everything kind of has this angle to it. So I see that, but if you look at the actual drawing, I don't know, I might have already posted it inside the picture, like picture in picture or something like that. It kind of has this swooping motion of like what's going on with it, you know? Now, my favorite drawing I've done so far is of an eagle. It's of a bird that I actually seen somebody also redo on Pinterest, I think with like pencil or something. It looks decent. It is scaled more to mine, like it is scaled more to the reference image. But they messed up to me so badly on the beak alone that I absolutely just don't like it.
Nope.
And at least the beak to me is so long, it doesn't even look like that species. And I think that's kind of what I mean by when you study a certain creature. Like if I draw a tiger or a lion with stripes, with tiger's stripes, it will look like a lion with tiger stripes, and it could be a lioness too. It doesn't even have to be a lion with a mane. Same thing if I draw a tan tiger or fawny tiger, it should look like a tiger because tigers have specific features that are tigers, right? Whether it's a, you know, whatever species of tiger. I'm gonna go ahead and just blend that in because I don't like the way that's looking at me right now. Yeah, I'll do that for now. Go back to this. Looking at part of the neck feathers and things like that. These are some of, what the heck did I pick? Am I in the right one? Okay, yeah. And really just going in here with this thought process of how like an afro bird feathers are, although very beautiful, they're somewhat just wild looking. Excuse me. I'm surprised I'm not drawing any of my dogs right now. So I have 2 Belgian Malinois that are laying down right now in the most weird spot. Let me see if I can add this for video purposes. And I also have a corgi. Don't talk to me about that one. And I do love them though, but I did not want a freaking corgi, I could tell you that.
Nope.
But I have one. And I do draw them a lot. Not as much as I would like to. I literally have some animal creatures in the house that I can use as references. And every once in a while, I'm sitting down with the iPad in front of me, if it's within a certain space, and I will start drawing my dogs from movement. I try to get them to move around and not just sit still, because that's what drawing an image like what I'm doing right now is. I can't see different angles of it. I can't see what it looks like when it closes its eyes, because maybe I want to close the eye. You know, for me, you know what I mean? This bird did not sit here like this the whole time. It was moving and someone captured a still image of whatever it was doing at the time. So if you watch a creature walk around 40 times, you will start to get a good understanding of what it looks like, in general. Let me go ahead and darken in this eye for contrast purposes and my own visual aid. I need to see it darker when I move out. And I'm still going to go ahead and blend it in. I normally don't do this as much right now, but I'm going to do it for the purposes of this video. Go back to this. I'm going to darken in the top of it more. All right, so I have some of these feathers coming up off of this bird, and let's just do something like this with the feathers. Not too sure what it's doing. And from here, I'm going to go just throw some either way. Thank you to all the subscribers, all of you guys, even the new ones. I had somebody subscribe to my channel the other day. I have 2 YouTube channels, by the way. One that's I don't get notifications for subscribers anymore. I mean, it's small, but it's big enough to, I think after 1,000 you don't get them. At least I don't remember. But for this one, I have like 60, 50, something like that. And I got an instant notification the other day. Someone subscribed to your YouTube channel. I was like, for what? And then I was like, oh, they wanted to see me draw. And I feel really bad because of all the channels, this is more something I'm passionate about than guns. Although I do love my firearms. Love them. Absolutely love them. So let me go ahead and, you know what, even that mistake you've seen I just made with the line, just go with it. Just add that in there for more texture, certain parts. And if you need to, go ahead and add in some filler feathers. That's what these are for to me. Yep. Let me see. So I'm going to go ahead and try to, just do a little bit more than I'm doing right now, because I'm going to still try and redo this again on Procreate, which I said at the beginning is, I think I said at the beginning, is my favorite of the 2 apps. But like right now, I'm having so much fun with this, just this part alone. More fun than I normally do when I'm at Procreate, and I genuinely don't know why. Sometimes I think just the overall process, you know how people think that you can have an app that just like fixes all your flaws? In some ways, I feel like ArtStudio Pro does that for me. I know it doesn't, but I guess it's this pencil, or this, whatever I said it was called earlier, the actual, this brush, or, whatever. And not all feathers look perfect. Some of them just look like bad hair. And, kind of going into this, I'm gonna kind of sneak this, ooh. And with this background that's underneath that you can see, let me go ahead and just show you real quick what I'm talking about. If I just get rid of the background, it looks like that, but I actually like the background. I like keeping it there, not only for the guideline purposes, but it actually will still help build some of the layers. At least to me it does. It helps me look and see like, oh, okay, it builds like the layer overall, just like you're layering anything else for that matter. And so I'm just going to put some more lines in here. Now these feathers I'm drawing right now in this bluish black don't look like this, nor should they be this harsh. Feathers are really soft, and I do have some brushes right now that I can use that give me like soft hair and all these different things. Once again from Aaron Blaze, that, you know, I really love his art style. I absolutely need to focus more on textures and all these other things, and I like to just get in here and, you know, do whatever I can. Now this bird has a lot of texture all around the eye and, you know, inside this membrane area of the beak. I almost said nose, which, I mean, it's still a part of their nose, mouth, everything else. Let me go ahead and try and add what little bit of highlight I can see in here, and you know, kind of let certain parts of that thing pop. I'm gonna go ahead and blur it so we can kind of give it more of a natural thing, and then add more of the highlight on top. So just seeing that alone makes it look, I think, look better. Let me go back to the color I had, so I could just go ahead and use this, and I'm back to the color I already had. There are different colors of this bird, which is going to definitely help somebody who understands what it is. So let me go ahead and attempt. This is a big attempt. I'm going to go ahead and hit a plus layer, plus 4, and drag it to the very bottom. I'm going to now hit the third icon from my eraser, brush, paintbrush. That's what the little droplet is on for. And I'm going to attempt, because I'm not very good at this, and this is partly why I sometimes stop drawing, is I'll attempt to do something and just have a complete jacked up version of whatever it is I'm looking for. Okay, let me try this. Okay, maybe I do need to make the brush a little bit bigger. So let me go ahead and just do this. I can erase from here. I'm gonna go get some yellows, kind of color this in. And these are all really quick. Now, some people can do them just as fast, and it looks great. I can't do that. On the inside of the eye, it kind of has like a little bluish to it, like over here. Huh, that's interesting. Like I said, I can go to the eraser part right here and just kind of get rid of certain parts over here. Let's see, what other colors? It kind of flows, so this orange, yellowish, red-ish kind of goes into this portion of the beak. Let's go ahead and make that bigger. Up to here. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, people. Let's go ahead and delete that. Let's get some blues. Let's get some powder baby blue back in here again. And if it doesn't look like the secretary bird, then that's fine, right? But hopefully it looks like a bird, which is the whole point. And you'll kind of see why I like other apps maybe better, maybe not. And go ahead and delete that. Kind of clean this up. Now, most people will say this is the difference between painters and digital painters or digital artists, is that, you know, we can erase and do all that other stuff. And there's some truth to that. I'm going to tell you from personal experience, I think you can suck no matter what you do. You can have as much digital art as you want. I think you actually still have to be decent at art. I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, one of them makes you better than the other. They are two completely different disciplines when it comes to art, and that's that. So the bird itself is white. So let's just go ahead and try and add some whites. Now, I don't want it to be pure white. I want it to be like an off-white, and I'll drop the opacity a little bit. And, you know, do something like this. And what I could do is actually put a layer underneath these colors so I don't have to worry about going over it as much as I am right now. Like I just did right there with the red. And that's okay. Totally okay. I'm fine with that right now. Like I said, I'm just trying to show a quick example of why, like, you know, I like to do it this way. And come on, where's the color at? Okay. No. No. Let's see, let's get some of this. Yeah, so there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it, not stop the whole video, but stop this portion of it right now. And I'm gonna try and do some of the same stuff on Procreate. So remember, that's ArtStudio Pro. This is the app on the upper left hand corner. I believe it's, when I bought it, I don't know if I paid $29 for it total. Now I can still use it on my iMac, which I'm using as a reference image right now for this. I can use it on my iPad. I could also use it on my iPhone, and it does have cloud storage and all this other stuff. Now Procreate, on their new launch for the Procreate Dreams, which is going to be a completely separate app, that's going to come out later. I believe it's in November. I posted a video on that, maybe October, I don't know. And they're now going to start having cloud storage. But Procreate Pocket, or Procreate for the iPhone, is not the same as Procreate for a tablet, and that's what I do love about ArtStudio Pro. Not only does it make me feel like I am very good at what I'm doing, I can access it from my phone. And if I absolutely needed to, and I didn't have my iPad on me, which is very rare, but the few times I can't drag a tablet somewhere and I wanted to show somebody some work, I can pull it up on my phone and download it from the cloud, and nobody ever talks about that I'm aware of. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Procreate. So now the upper left is this. These are all my drawings. Ignore that. I was doing something for my YouTube channel earlier. So these are all my little things I do here. I'm going to use an 8x10 printable. I do like to print it. You know, matter of fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do this digital showcase thing. So this is going to be more horizontal. It doesn't matter. It's just what I pick. All these you see right here, it says human flesh tones. I use these a lot, but I'm going to go, the one on the very bottom right, I use to draw. I was doing, okay, so sketching. I use line detail as my brush. Now, you don't have to do it, but if you want something very similar to it, and I might do it for the purpose of this video, it'll be on, inking, I believe.
Nope.
I lied. It's not on inking. It's on calligraphy. Chalk. A lot of people use this one right here. So this is a stock one. Now, there are different sizes. So based on this canvas size, like you see how I have this over here settled on the left side. If I click that, that is something that maybe I want to draw with. Now, if you see me actually do that, I don't like the feel of it or the flow of it so much. You can go in there and modify it, or you can stop doing it. I'm going to try and draw this same secretary bird on Procreate. Now, it's not supposed to look the same. I'm obviously taking a different approach. I might not even start with the same parts. No, I actually can't do that right now. That's too different. It's not as fast as my hand is going, and I need that. I need that to move when my hand's moving. So either way, like that. When I do that, I can feel and see what I'm doing. Once again, I'm gonna start off this way now. I'm gonna start off with the swoop on the beak, and swing down here. Kind of just rough this in. Let's see if let's say this is the eye. Now, since I had just attempted to kind of draw this thing earlier, I probably don't need as much of a reference image as I did earlier. And that's a good thing for me, because it tends to help me feel like, you know, maybe I could actually, maybe I actually can see what I'm doing. This looks more like a daggum vulture than it does a secretary bird to me already. And I'm not even looking at the reference image as much, so you might be like, do the exact same thing. I can't. If anything, that first secretary bird was my warm-up, and it might be better than this one. I'm still gonna look at it, of course, but like, it's not gonna be as crazy of an image for me. Let's go ahead and knock this back. Let's scale this just a little bit more, something like that. Zoom in here. Let's get some of these like head feathers. Now remember, this is a rough, and then it goes into like the lower layer. I'll drop the opacity on it and then keep it moving. I do think this is the same image I attempted to draw one other time, and then I got caught up with something and just didn't care to finish it, and, you know, felt bad because I was like, man, that was a really cool, like, I was really feeling myself with this bird, and just didn't finish it. Never really got to the part where I could say like, okay, I think I'm done. Let's see. Maybe the beak needs to be like, you know, a little bit more defined, maybe out further. Maybe out this way more. Maybe that lower mandible, you know, something like that. Maybe the eye needs to be, you know, evil looking, you know, more piercing in it. A little flatter right here. Good Lord. All right, well. All right, so I'm gonna drop the opacity on this guy. Nope. Okay. We're gonna see that and put it down to 50, 40s. Get another one. Now on the left side, you can see I have this scale right here. The first one, the one on top is bigger, and the one on bottom is more fine detail for what I do. So this is where I'll come back in here again using these as my guidelines and try or attempt to do a better. I might even make it a little bit, no, I'm gonna leave it the same. I'm gonna just attempt to do this a little bit better and have like more of a clean line. You know, my attempt at a clean line at least. And I do love my little, like, you know, simple mistakes, because I just take those and run with it still to this day. I don't ever try and use the reference images like completely. I can never deviate from it, because that becomes too stressful for me as an artist. It's like I said, I am a photographer. I'm an artist as well. I might not have told you I'm a photographer, but I've been doing photography for about 19, 20 years now. And if I want it to just look like the bird, I'll take a picture of it, which I still do. And I use my pictures as reference images. But yeah, and I do have a picture of this bird, maybe the exact same bird, definitely the same species, but maybe the same exact bird at the San Diego Zoo from the last time I was there. Just like anything else, you'll notice something different your second, third time around. I kind of want to do starting here. So far, what do you guys think about this part of the video? So the brush is obviously going to be different. And some people really just don't like Procreate because for the same reason they might not like any other program, just because it's actually successful. Like, it does not have any subscriptions, which I absolutely love. And during their like keynote or opening, when it came for the Procreate Dreams, the fact that they still are coming out with an animation app that will be able to probably dominate the market just as this app did, it's going to be a one-time fee. They're not going for subscriptions like other companies are, that some of them don't even offer that much stuff, where you're just kind of like, you're not as impressed for somebody who's paying for the app every month. With Procreate, you're paying for the app one time, and that's it. And there is something to be said about that I absolutely just love them for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I give credit to where it needs to go. I hope you guys like my Secretary Bird. I hope you do, because I do. And like I said, I also know the brain capacity of us human beings. We have that, goldfish brain, where, if I'm not talking or drawing, or you're not seeing some crazy stuff on my screen, whether I even speed this up for a time lapse or not, you know what I mean, will actually, some person's gonna be like, this thing sucks. I guarantee I'm gonna get a downvote, and that's okay. Maybe I'll make my content better next time. Some people say they like my style, and I definitely appreciate that, because every artist has a style. Whether they think they're merging theirs with their favorite artists, it still will become you. I can't sign no one else's name the way they do. And just like you will never be able to draw something to the same degree that someone else does. Now, I can look at art online, and before I even see who did it, I know who did it, just because I can see that person's art style in it. Now, you may have a discipline from an art school that you may have gone to, where you all somewhat draw the same, but you can still tell that one individual specifically did whatever. Oh my gosh, you're gonna start hearing dog barking. Please bear with me. I hate when my neighbor's dogs bark for they bark for reasons, but to me it makes zero sense. They bark at everything, and as soon as they do, my dogs start barking. And that is where I draw the line and say, everyone just shut your mouth, right? Please don't wake up Naples. Naples is my loud corgi. If you hear him sound off on the camera, you'll know. All right. So I might speed some of this up. Uh-oh, the dogs are getting up now. Naples, just chill, buddy. Those vicious labs aren't going to do anything to you in your sleep. He was sleeping good, too. He was sleeping very good. And now he's like, what's that noise? I'm like, don't answer the call. Don't do it. They're getting restless. And I'm going to finish. I am kind of moving faster than normal on this one, because I know I need to take them out. I do have a puppy still, and she will surprise me in the room and drop off, some urine every once in a while if I don't take her out in a timely manner. So I'm not going to rush too much on this one, but I do not want to prolong it if I don't have to. So this arch of the neck that I like, I'm just following this natural arch I gave myself, which is better than like a really stiff necked bird that you see on the internet when people draw it. They do way too much. Like way too much. I don't even know where the rest of this bird's feathers may be, but that's what I'm going to call it for now. And let me go ahead and then just show you specifically. So that's the underneath layer. There's that. I'm going to go ahead and hit layer 3, drag it underneath. Now I'm going to do something different that I cannot do on ArtStudio Pro. So I'm going to go to the freehand part. Now there's many ways to do what I'm about to do, but I'm going to just kind of rough, you know, and this bird is not all the same color, but I will make it the same color, at least for this purpose, before I go and change anything. Oh wow. So let's just make it gray. Now I'm going here and, you know, kind of fix that a little bit. See, now my dogs are getting super restless. She is literally in my lap right now. Petra, stop. Petra, hey girl, you don't know how to draw birds? Neither do I. Stop it. Alright. Eyes. Eyes are the soul of any creature to me. Human, bird, reptile, mammal, doesn't matter. You can tell the intentions on any creature just by looking in their eyes. You know what I mean? Whether they're going to fight, flight, if they're frozen, like a lot of prey items tend to do that. So yeah, I just love the look of these creatures' face sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and kind of go back to this white and kind of give it that highlight or that big, you know, like there's some sort of life in it. I'm not even going to do these tassels yet. Okay, I guess I can. Because I have to kind of show you the reasons why I do like Procreate or love Procreate better than ArtStudio Pro at times. So you're probably just listening to me make these, like, whatever they're called, these noises, these pencil stroke ASMR noises that people like listening to. Going back over here. So I have a very, very unique style when it comes to doing art like this. I have to credit two artists specifically, Aaron Blaze and Stan Prokopenko. Now, both of them can look at this art and be like, I don't know him. And they don't know me. But I've watched them and I've developed the way I attempt to do drawings. I would say, like those two individuals, depends on what I'm doing. I've done some fine art portrait type stuff, and I always take Stan Prokopenko's approach, which he got when he was studying at the Watts Atelier in San Diego. And I absolutely love his style of art. Love it. You know, it's very deliberate. It's done on purpose. And when I watch Aaron Blaze, he gets in there and he just has so much fun with it. And that's how I wanted it to be. But, you know, Stan was like, you need to be intentional with each stroke. And then Aaron Blaze was like, just go in there and start scribbling everywhere. Not essentially scribbling. But, you know, and then build onto that. So it depends on what I'm actually doing. I can do both. I tend to do Aaron Blaze 80% of the time. So let me go ahead and show you. So I like that. I like the fact that I have this base layer and I can select it. Matter of fact, I should have just, I'm going to go ahead and just select it. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and pick like these little colors down here. Oh my gosh, dog, stop trying to bite my couch, chair, swivel, whatever. And I'm going to go into this like powder baby blue thing. Dog, seriously. You don't even get to get called by your name right now. make sure you select this tool, right? So you can see the little grid lines. And then, so if I'm over here drawing and then I come off the page, it won't matter. I'm only going to be drawing on what I actually selected in the first place. So that's what I love about this. You can definitely, kind of get in here and do a little bit more. Dang, my dog is getting super restless. I swear if she pees in this house, I'm going to lose my mind. Petra, don't do it. Do not do it, please. I'm begging you. Let's see. And not, like I said, I'm just having fun with this. I'm not in any way like, this is the way you're supposed to do it. This is the way I do it. And you may not like it. There are times I don't like it. As a matter of fact, before I even start this video, I deleted like 3 or 4 images that actually didn't look horrible. I stared at it long enough to know, like, nah, I'm not feeling it. And that's kind of my point of you as the artist. You get to pick what you like and don't like. And that's a good feeling. Let me go ahead and lighten that up a little bit over on this side. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm seeing. Some of these tips on the actual, the whatever they're called, feathers, are actually dark. Like some of these feathers are dark. Not all, but most of them are that I'm picking up. There's a few of them that are black or something like that. The rest of the bird's body has like a bluish hue to it that if I remember, I don't see it on the reference image. But either way, this is my bird, so I'm just going to draw it whatever color I want. And, yeah. What's this? So yeah, that eye is way too big. And this is exactly where I'm going to stop. So yeah, let me go ahead and stop right there. Let me go ahead and just save this image. I'm going to go ahead and save it as a PNG file to my album. Just save image. I'm going to go to this one. That looks a lot different. File, export. Also PNG. I'm going to save. That's 11. Save image. We're going to go ahead and put them side by side. I'll just open them both in Procreate for you too. And canvas information. Or no. Canvas size. We'll just do that. Info. Add. Insert a photo. Oh, don't worry about that little guy. And we'll do that, but then we'll put it below so you can't see it as crazy as the other one. Or something like that. So either way, and then I don't like that background color, so let's just go ahead and, do something like that for now. Yeah, and those are really just 2 quick ways that I actually got to do this. I'm going to go ahead and stop here right now. I definitely got to take the dogs out, and these birds look super, super crazy. So either way, hopefully you guys like this video. Subscribe for more. Give it a thumbs up. I'll be back. See you next time. Peace.